morning. So this day, our topic is about making a diagram, which is one of the best strategies in problem solving. So by the way, my name is John Vincent Salcedo. So this will be the final exam or the final requirements for ICT for the Master's Education Teaching Mathematics. So first, before we proceed to our main examples and main problem, so let us try to determine what are the importance of having an illustration. So not all the problems come with graphical illustration. Drawing a picture can help you visualize the situation and may reveal things that are easily misunderstood when just reading the problem. Keep the drawing simple and to the point. Use symbols and label the parts to your best knowledge. Drawing to scale can sometimes help you feel what answers may look like. When we say scale, it might depend on it is bigger object or bigger illustration. So it might be understandable if the given drawing is much bigger compared to a picture which is small. So the diagram can also help you to keep track of your process and findings. So this time, we have here the most known mathematician, which is called as George Polya. According to George Polya, there are 4 steps process in problem solving. First, understanding the problem. So in understanding the problem, there are possible cases we have to try to do. First, what are you trying to find or do? What are the unknowns? What information do you obtain from the problem? So, and then, what is the information, if any, is missing or not needed? So these are the important things before we come up to the second step of George Polya process in problem solving. So the second is devising a plan. So one of the device plan that I may give you this time, or I will illustrate, is about making a diagram, which is my topic for today. And then the third one is carrying out the plan. Implement the strategy or strategies in step 2 and perform any necessary actions or computations. Check each step of the plan as you proceed. So for carrying out the plan, all you have to do is to check what are the computations, possible computations, that it is easy for you to simplify. So the fourth one is looking back. When we say looking back, it's just likely what are the things that we have to come up with. So first, check the results in the original problem. So we have to check whether the things that we compute is actually the things that we have to find based on the first steps of George Polya from problem solving. Interpret the solution in terms of the original problem. Determine whether there is another method of finding the solution. If possible, determine other related and more general problems for which the techniques will work. Okay, so for example, problem number 1. The ratio of your monthly allowance to your friend's monthly allowance is 6:3. The total monthly allowance is $225. How much is each allowance? So the problem, based on this, we have to find how much is each allowance given. So to help visualize the problem, express the ratio using the tape diagram. So based on the problem, we have 6:3. So considering that 6 is just you, that is your allowance, and 3 is the allowance of your friend. So we have here 6:3. We have to illustrate using the tape diagram. So first, considering you have 6 tapes, so it is being illustrated there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And about your friends is 1, 2, and 3. Basically, based on the given problem, that the 9 parts represents 225, which is the total allowance of both of you and your friend. So remember that 9 parts represents $225. So meaning, then we have to divide $225 by 9. Why we should divide by 9? Because remember, 6:3, that is your part. And 6 is part of you, and 3 is part of your friend. And then if you add 6 and 3, that is 9, which represents the parts of $225. And then, if we divide $225 by 9, which is equals to $25. So where $25 represents for 1 part. And then, so let us try to look back. You have 6 parts, so 6 times $25, which is the equivalent for 1 quart only. So the answer is $150. And your friend have 3 parts. So we have to multiply by 3 parts times $25, which is $25 means every part of the given. So it's just equals to $75. And then checking out or then looking back, $150 plus $75 is just equals to $225. So your monthly allowance is $150 and your friend's monthly allowance is $75. Another example in making a diagram as one of the strategies in problem solving is this particular problem. So problem number 2. There are 8 basketball teams competing in a tournament championship. They play in a single elimination in which loser each game will be out and winner will continue to play. How many games will the champion team have to play? So all we have to do is to find how many games will the champion team have to play. So I have here an illustration so that we can find how many games that the champion should play in order that that particular team will be the champion. So first I consider here that the 8 teams is letters from A to H. This is team 1 A, team 2 B, C, D, E, F, and G. So there are 8 teams. So based on this, we can actually, based on the diagram, we can actually find how many games should the champion team should play in order that he would go to the championship. So first, let us try to consider that team E would be the champion so that we have a visualization that how many play that team E should play in order that it would be that particular team should be a champion. So first, A versus B, as you can see, C versus D, E versus F, G versus H. So it's just like a mape. This is single elimination round. So the loser will not play. So the winner will proceed to the semifinal. So from A to B, we consider that B is the winner. C, D, we consider that C would be the winner. E and F, so we consider E because E is our champion. G and H, so we consider that team H would be the winner. So after that, so E has 1 game, so we have now 1 game. And then B compete to C. Let's consider that C is the winner. And E compete to H, that considered as E is the winner. So as we can see, team E have now 2 games before we go to the championship, to the champion. And then, so this is not the championship game. So C versus E. So we consider E as the winner in order that team E would be the champion. So if we count E1, this is game 1, this is game 2, and this is game 3. So meaning, to become a champion from 8 teams, we have to have 3 games. So the answer is 3 games. So another problem is a carpenter can cut a log in 4 pieces along its length in 12 minutes. How long will it take him to cut a log in 8 pieces? So this particular problem has, I think this might be, there's some misunderstanding within the students. Because if we try to consider that if you cut a log, they thought that if you cut 4 logs, 4 times come cut. But it's not actually like that. So if we have an illustration based on this, so I have here an illustration so that you can see what are the possible aspects that we can consider this time. So first, remember that a carpenter can cut a log into 4 pieces based on the given problem. Along its length in 12 minutes. So meaning, 4 pieces along its length in 12 minutes. So a carpenter can cut 4 pieces in just 12 minutes. And the questions being asked there, in order to find how long will it take him to cut a log into 8 pieces, how many minutes does the carpenter can cut 8 pieces of log? So first we have to find how many minutes does it take to a carpenter to cut 1 piece. And then, where we can use the data 4 pieces in 12 minutes. So first, I have here an illustration. Consider this yellow bar, a long bar. This is considered as a log. So first, we have to cut 4 pieces. In cutting 4 pieces into a log, the students may seem to realize that if they cut the log into 4 pieces, it doesn't mean that they have to cut it 4 times. But it's actually have how many cuts, by the way? If you count 1, 2, 3. If you count, this is first cut, second cut, the third cut. And if you try to count 1, 2, 3, 4, so meaning, if you just cut into 3 times, so we can create 4 pieces of log. So that's it. And then, after that, 12 minutes, since 4 pieces, it's length in 12 minutes, so we have to divide 12 minutes by 3. Because there are only 3 cuts in just a 4 pieces of log. So, 12 divided by 3, the answer is 4 minutes per cut. So meaning, in just one cut, it takes 4 minutes to our carpenter to cut 4 pieces of log. So, this time, let's accept the misconception of the student. The students will directly divide 12 by the number of pieces given, which is actually wrong. Because that's the common misconception of the student. But in this particular case, if we have just a diagram, we can actually see that it's not just like dividing directly, but actually we have to illustrate so that it might be understandable for them. So for this thing, the students will directly divide 12 by number of pieces given, which is wrong. So 12 divided by 4, the answer is 3, which is actually wrong, based on the given solution here, by using a log. So there's an illustration there. So, and then, can we now solve the given problem or the question? So for this time, how long will it take him to cut a log into 8 pieces? So if there's a log, if we have to cut it by 8 pieces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we only need 7 cuts to create an 8 pieces of log. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 logs in just a 7 cut. So in every cut there are 4 minutes. 1 cut is equivalent for 4 minutes. So then we multiply 7 cuts times 4 minutes is just equals to 28 minutes. So the answer in the problem number 3 is 28 minutes. And then, okay, that's all. Thank you and God bless.